Hello Taurus, and welcome back to Insights by Randall. Today's reading is for Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a timeless reading, so when you find it, that's when it's meant to be. This is also a general reading, so if any information doesn't apply, just disregard it. I'm changing up the way that I'm doing readings until I find what fits for all of us. Let's get started. What is going on for Taurus at this time? We have the Three of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Four of Coins, the Seven of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Coins, and the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Knight of Cups on top. When I first started my YouTube channel, I noticed that the sign of Taurus was ahead of the game on transforming their life and getting things the way that they wanted it. And then I noticed that there was a stagnation in the readings, difficulty moving forward, spending a lot of energy trying to bring things into fruition. Manifesting in your life, your business, your career, or new home has taken a lot longer than you wanted it to, and you've spent a great deal more money than what you'd expected. Try not to focus on that. And now I want to say, finally, you're finally moving forward. I don't know if you were just ahead of the game or if there were things that you needed to work on. I just don't remember, but there's finally some movement. Three of Wands. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, you poured your heart and soul into it. You had your plan and you revamped your plan and you were going with the flow really well, especially for a fixed sign. For those of you that did not give up your passion, that did not let all these roadblocks and stops deflate you or extinguish your passion, excellent job. You are now on the verge of victory. I feel like you went through a very specific and personal hell compared to the other signs during the last 3 or 4 months. But I'm not getting, at this point in time, I'm not getting what that is. But excellent job for holding on to your passion. Here we have a victory. And this victory is more on a mental plane than the physical one. There was something going on inside your thoughts, your concepts, frame of mind, ways of thinking that needed to change or release. Now you've got the Eight of Wands, you're finally getting the green light and moving forward. It was extremely difficult emotionally and mentally dealing with all these roadblocks, with all the stagnation, when you knew that you were doing everything that you were supposed to be doing to create whatever it is that you wanted to create. And I feel like a lot of you were looking outside of yourself for the answer. Do your best to let go of what was lost, the amount of money and time spent on creating this. After you've made this mental victory within yourself, you've come to the realization, or you're more aware of what's going on inside of you than what there used to be. I feel like that mentally and emotionally, you've been cleaning out your closet, getting rid of old skeleton, releasing old limited ways of thinking and feeling, things that were helping to block you. I feel like a lot of you, this is there's the thought and feeling, okay, here's one more step and I'll focus on this and I'll take care of it and I'll move forward. With that way of thinking alone, the Eight of Wands, green light, go, things are moving forward. Here in the near future, a lot of possibilities are going to open up to you. There are things that you did not take into consideration that never even crossed your mind. So there's going to be a lot more possibilities opening up with whatever it is that you're creating. Don't let it become confusing. But I don't feel for the majority of you it's not going to be confusing. It's going to be like, I want to reference when movies went from black and white to color. It was kind of like the plan that you had was in black and white, and when the curtains finally, the curtains of your consciousness, of your veil, finally pulled back and revealed, or will be revealing these possibilities, it's in color. And it's going to be like this massive wow factor. And you're going to be looking at all these possibilities, and it's going to be overwhelming and astonishing, because you never dreamed of all of these things that were available to you. All of these things are going to take place in a relatively short amount of time. We've got 5, 8, 5, 4, 7, 6. So when things finally open up for you and begin flowing again, don't forget to release all the extra pain and suffering that you've been through over the past 3 to 4 months, and nurture yourself, love yourself, give to yourself. You need some pampering, you need some self-love and attention. Definitely work on healing, releasing, and letting go of the garbage you just went through. This will help solidify you in your mastery of self. And I know that in the past 3 or 4 months you've been getting the Wheel of Fortune card a lot, and the Wheel of Fortune is supposed to be either destiny or choice, and a lot of the readings have been, it's your choice, it's up to you. But it seems like life has just been jerking you around the last 3-4 months. So perhaps it was both destiny and choice intermingling. But after you complete this mastery of self, then you'll be truly moving into the Wheel of Fortune, things flowing more in your direction, you having more choice and power over whatever it is that you want to create. Let's get some clarity on this mental victory. What is this mental victory for Taurus? 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 Oh. The Lovers in reverse. The Fool in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, what I'm getting from the Lovers in reverse is it wasn't time yet. The cycle was off. You were, again, ahead of the game. You were at that next step before it was time for you to be at that next step. And that's why you were kind of put in this holding pattern. And hopefully some of you had realized that instead of just spinning your wheels. That's what I'm getting from the Lovers in reverse. It wasn't time yet for you to manifest the things that you wanted. But that goes to show how powerful you are, because you were able to obtain at least a part of what you wanted to manifest before it was time. Maintaining it must have been a living hell. Spending all that energy without the results would have drove me crazy. The Fool in reverse. This is telling me that you needed to not rush. In a sense, you weren't done baking in the oven yet. There were some things that you needed to realize and to learn before you could completely move forward. Or these old thoughts and feelings that you had would have negatively affected whatever it is that you're manifesting. A lot of outmoded ideas needed to pass before you could move forward. And with the Page of Pentacles, this is new information. This is also telling me that mentally and emotionally there was something deep inside of you that wasn't quite ready yet. And that's why you were put in this holding pattern. But all that BS is behind you now, or it's about to move into the past. Okay, I want to clarify the Wheel of Fortune for you, because that card has kept coming up. And I want to say from your experience, that is not what you've been experiencing. Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune in Taurus's immediate future. Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune in Taurus's immediate future. Here we have the Five of Swords again, but this time it's in reverse. We have the Ace of Wands. And the Six of Wands, finally some victory. Okay, the Five of Swords in reverse. This is telling me that you had some kind of a mindset, some kind of concept or idea that you needed to let go of. In the past 3 or 4 months of all this stagnation, I want to say has taught you that life isn't as cut and dry as win or lose, live or die. You've experienced a lot of middle ground in there, a lot of both sides of the coins, and it was kind of like, it felt like maybe the universe was beating you over the head about staying still or not moving forward, but it was actually your own energy, you trying to force things to move forward, that was beating you over the head. But here the idea is you finally let it go, that you cannot control everything. You can't have everything exactly the way that you want it. And there's a certain amount of creativity that the universe is going to apply in anything that you create. I'm also feeling one of the concepts is there is no such thing as happily ever after. It's life. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be some negative with the positive. And letting go of trying to micromanage that has been an enormous relief for you. And that's where the victory came in. Here we have the Ace of Wands. New passion, new path, more enlightenment. With accepting that things cannot be perfect or exactly the way that you want, it's very relieving. It's like the weight of the world just falls way off of your shoulders. And then you have the victory with this realization, with this concept. You do have choice on what it is that you experience and manifest, but you realize that this is life, so it can't be 100% perfect or 100% your way. I think that was the main concept you needed to let go of. Okay, now let's look at the undertone cards, the undertone energy. Justice, Six of Wands, there's the Six of Wands again, Three of Swords, Judgment, the Magician, the Ten of Wands, Page of Swords, the Hierophant, Death, and Strength. I feel like that this is clarifying those cards that I had already clarified, but there is different information here. First off, I want to say that justice needed to be served. There was an imbalance. There was an imbalance in your external reality, your 3D reality, your physical reality, and there was an imbalance within yourself. And it's very painful to realize, or sometimes it can be painful to realize when you make mistakes, especially the big ones. So there was some karmic balancing out here. You need to fine-tune or alter the way that you think. Then you have your victory. The mere concepts of not being able to have it exactly the way that you want it is painful and exhausting. But it keeps coming into mind that that's just a part of life. It doesn't have to always be that way. It's not one or the other. There is an in-between. There's a median. And I think that may be part of your lesson over the past 3 or 4 months, because you were stuck in between. You were stuck in between the old garbage and this new and beautiful perfect that you were creating. And it's like a spectrum. It's extremely rare or difficult to achieve the extreme of both sides, a life of garbage or a life of perfection. It was very painful to accept things the way that they were, and that nothing can be 100% except for what goes on inside of you. And learning this lesson, you have opened yourself back up to full manifestation, the ability to create what you want, by letting go of those unrealistic concepts and those limiting and unhealthy beliefs. It's just a huge burden off of your back. Page of Swords, this is the realization that you needed. And you realize that a lot of these concepts that you were holding on to and that you were operating from came from your past. The way that you were raised, friends, family, peers. And in releasing those old ways, it was like you were trying to keep all these plates spinning because you spent too much time, effort, and money creating this. But at the same time, you needed to change, you needed to evolve, you needed to die that death and arise as the phoenix. Well, it's finally here. You finally made those realizations that you need to. If you haven't, you will very soon. And then have strength. This is an incredibly transformative and painful position to be in. When you don't want to be in between worlds, when you don't want to be in between the good and the bad, it can be incredibly exhausting. So a lot of people see the death card as negative. It's not. In this reading, it's not. This is you allowing those old concepts and mindsets to die, be released, so that you can flow and be more free in how you create. Okay, let's do a wisdom card. What wisdom does Taurus need at this time? Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. Archangel Gabriel, he speaks to you through your heart and soul. Gabriel, which means God is my strength, guides hopeful parents in fertility and child conception, giving them courage and strength. He is the angel of communication and the arts, inspiring and motivating you in your creative pursuit. His presence offers enthusiasm and encouragement in the creative fields. He guides artists, authors, musicians, and dancers to reach their full potential and live their purpose. If you work with children, personally or professionally, you'll find Gabriel by your side with loving guidance and support. I feel like that this has so much more to do with the direct meaning will probably have significance for some of you Taurus. Or is it Taurian? I think it's Taurians. But the overall message, I think, is saying, don't give up hope. You've got this. And Gabriel has been encouraging you behind the scenes to keep things going and flowing. Okay. I hope that you liked or appreciated the reading. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thank you.